Hello, this is George Jellinek. Last December, Renata Tebaldi came to New York after a 20-year absence to promote her biography. She was given a royal welcome by the Met, where she autographed more than 1,000 copies of the book. The following day, December 12, 1995, she came to our studios at WQXR, and we spent a full hour in conversation. Last week we heard part one, with generous musical selections added. As our conversation continued, we focused briefly on the beginnings of her career when, in 1946, at age 24, she came to the attention of Maestro Toscanini. I also learned how the title of this book came about, because early in your career, with Toscanini conducting,
Yes.
you were singing in Verdi's Te Deum,
Yeah.
and the maestro asked for a voice of an angel. And
Come to the yes,
Angelica.
it's true.
and,
It's just fantastic. Another
and of course, this is how your career started, actually.
yeah, I
because
think
you
so.
were
This
in-
was trampolino for my career, This
That's right.
yes, that has helped me, and I know that he take care of my career, and they asked to many people if everything was right with me, and because we was very sure that my career must be very long, and so quite long, because 32 years of career is nothing. It's not a short time. I make one audition for him before the opera, the opening of the season in alla Scala after the bombardamento,
yes.
the war. And I sang for him La Mamma Morta by Andrea Chenier, and after that he asked if you have another piece to sing for me, and I say yes, maestro. What, for example? He asked me La Canzone del Salice and l'Ave Maria dell'Otello, and he looked at me, because at 10 o'clock in the morning it's not very easy to sing La Canzone del Salice after the Ave Maria, because you have to finish with this note like a dream note, very soft and so.
Pianissimo.
And look at me and say, Otello, Canzone del Salice and Ave Maria. Yes, maestro, I'm ready. Allora, you start to sing. And so finally he said to me, brava, brava, brava. And yeah, okay, you can go. And after 3 years, they called me from La Scala and say, Mr. Balde, you have to come immediately to the theater, because you have to sign the contract, the agreement. I said, which agreement? I asked him, I said, this Maestro Toscanini choose you for the opening night. You don't have to sing very much, but so the same thing that you are present in this fantastic night must be very important to you.
You agreed.
Important for me. And I started rehearsal, and in the Te Deum I was all together with the chorus gentleman and lady, and he say a moment, ma è venuto a fare questa voce d'angelo, tu me la devi far cadere dal cielo.
Yes,
You
something
know,
that,
like an
that
angel
happens from the sky.
Yeah, yes. And this was the aggettivo, come si dice aggettivo in English? Adjective,
Adjective.
che lui ha coniato for me, not for somebody else, for me. And it's fantastic.
He
Was
coined
really
the
fantastic.
phrase voice of an angel
Yeah,
for you.
yes.
Now, you became a member of La Scala, and the heavens so decided that you and Maria Callas be at the Scala together.
Yes.
And those were stormy years
Yeah.
for both of you, I
Yeah,
think.
yes.
And the storm
Especially
already,
for me.
especially for you.
Yes.
And the storm already began in South America.
In
Brazil.
Rio de Janeiro.
In Rio de Janeiro.
Yes.
Now,
Because I make an anchor when the people asked to me, and it was impossible to go ahead. And so the conductor stopping the performance and say to me, please, make the anchor, because the people want to do an anchor. And so that's time from the beginning to the end. And lei non ha avuto questa richiesta dal pubblico.
she did not know that the public
Yeah.
had requested the encore.
Lei non ha fatto anchor, no anchor
She did not
for Maria.
Encore.
And she becomes so terrible. And so maybe jealous, who probably.
Possibly.
Yeah, more jealous than something else. And after this concert, we come together in another time in Brazil, and I went to São Paulo, and he stayed at Rio to sing Tosca. And Tebaldi sing Tosca 1 year before.
Yeah.
And the people go crazy about my performance of Tosca. And every night they ask to me the encore from Visidarte. And the manager of the Rio de Janeiro theater, the day after, called Maria and her husband and say, please, you don't have to sing anymore Tosca because Renata Tebaldi come to San Paolo to sing the other performance of Tosca. So, and this manager pay Maria for 2 or 3 performances, but that her don't sing anymore Tosca. And this again was another terrible thing for her. But I don't have any non ho colpa, I don't have any, non ho fatto niente, I don't do anything. They call me and they say, yes, why not? I was young, and I started in that moment to make my career, and they asked me, please, come to Rio immediately to sing Tosca, and they say, yes, but I don't have no costume, not everything, and the answer was, don't worry about anything, because when you arrive, you can find everything you need ready. And was like that. She leaves on the day or 2 days after, and so hungry with me, and so yeah, and
well, that started a kind of a
rivalry, yes, jealousy,
yes.
Rivalry,
which, as you look back on those years,
yes,
probably helped both of you, because the papers were always
sure,
full of stories of Tebaldi and stories of Callas.
Yes.
And then eventually, as a result of Rudolf Bing's efforts, you made a meeting of reconciliation.
Yeah, after Adriana Lecouvreur.
By that time, her career was almost over. Almost over.
Yes.
And it was very sad the way her career
She
ended.
was very nice that night, and Mr. Bing was very embarrassed to say to me that there is someone that want to say hello, and my answer was, I wait for many people to come to my dressing room. If it's your friend, why not? She can come too. But I don't know that was Maria. But anyway,
it was a surprise
yes,
to you.
Yeah.
It was a surprise.
And after the curtain calls, I go back to my dressing room, and Maria was there to wait for me. Mm-hmm. And this abrace, it was very sincere, yes. And she was very touched. And she said to me, I wish for you many, many success like tonight that è stato possibile per me di capire, di sentire.
It came from the heart, I'm sure.
Yeah.
My conversation with Renata Tebaldi, with more music, will continue in a moment.
Now we go back to the vocal scene and George Jellinek.
My conversation with Renata Tebaldi continues. How would you say, and I know what your answer is, but I would like you to say it, how much more important is the voice as opposed to the acting?
Both.
In a role, for instance, like Tosca, where acting is very important.
Oh, yes.
André Chénier were
the same one,
very important. Desdemona.
Desdemona too, because it's...
So please tell us your
I think
theory.
the very important thing is the interpretation.
Yes.
Because you can give to the people the exactly sensation that you feel in your side. And I think it's very important thing. It's not just enough to sing quite well or with a perfect technica, but I think it's very important the interpretation.
But the beautiful voice helps.
Yes, but you have to try out from yourself what you feel in that moment. This is important because the people receive the message.
Yes.
If I sing well and I don't know, and I don't give to the people, to the audience, what I feel in my heart, it's difficult. And my soul, it's difficult the message arrive.
Yes.
Right. you know?
That's right.
Yeah.
You participated in 15 or 20 broadcasts from
Yes.
the Metropolitan. As you remember those broadcasts, was there a special feeling of excitement knowing that at any given moment millions of people are listening
yeah,
to you?
yeah. But you forget it.
You forget
about you have too many things to do.
You have to concentrate on what
yes.
you have to do.
But in the same time, it's very nice when in the end of one act or the second or the third one, you go to the dressing room and think about how many millions of people in this moment hear me, and so it's very good.
Because television is unbelievable.
Yes, unbelievable.
In any
Yeah.
given moment, now the broadcasts the Metropolitan does are international.
Yes.
And they're all over Europe. You probably listen to some of them.
Yes,
when you
yes,
can.
yes.
Now, in your days of retirement, the pressures are off.
Yeah.
How is your life? Is it serene? Is it happy?
Yes, happy and serene, what do you say? And now I enjoy my home, the company of my very good friends, and I hear my records, and not before. Just when I stop to sing, I start to hear my
Bring back
records. Yes.
memories.
And I cry like the people do it during my performance. And now I understand why these people was absolutely crazy about me. Now I understand
Now
very
you know
well,
why.
you know, because I cry myself.
Well, it's about time that
it's
you know
about time.
why.
Yeah.
Vienna, June 26, 1960, with Franco Corelli in Andrea Chenier. Well, you live in Milan.
Yes.
Do you attend La Scala?
Yes, every opening night.
Uh-huh.
And less the other performance. But I like very much to go for the opening night.
For the excitement
because
of
in
La
that
Prima.
theater I feel something so strange
Yes.
to hear, and I'm not anymore on the stage. I'm sad, it's quiet, and I can hear everything that's going on.
Who are some of the current artists whom you admire? People
In
who
this
are-
moment,
At this moment, yes.
no, not many.
Not too many.
I must say, not too many. Yes.
You care to mention at least one?
But now, for example, it's the tenor.
Mhm.
I talk about tenor
Tenor.
before. It was the Luciano Pavarotti, of course.
Naturally.
I like him very much. And Domingo.
With whom you sang
Yes,
quite
yeah,
a bit.
I
and
see.
He was still young.
He
coming
started
up
with
and-
me in Adriana Lecouvreur.
That's right.
Because one night Corelli said, I don't feel well and I cannot sing. And they call Domingo at New Jersey and they asked to him, please come because Corelli doesn't sing. And we need to have another tenor to replace...
He probably flew over from New Jersey.
And lui è venuto, I just finished to take my dinner, give me the possibility to arrive in New York maybe in about 1 hour. But you have to say to the people, the performance come later because this is the reason.
Yes.
And so we wait 1 hour and he comes, and the performance was Adriana Lecouvreur. And he make her debut in the Adriana with me. And there was subito a special feeling between me and Domingo, because on stage he was really fantastic.
Well,
Fantastic acting,
yes.
too.
Well, he still is.
Yes.
So you mentioned Pavarotti and you mentioned Domingo, and who else?
Who else in this moment?
In
There
this
is
moment?
a young tenor, but I don't know really very well.
Alagna? Roberto
Yeah,
Alagna?
Roberto Alagna.
Yeah, I hear good things
but
about
I
him.
cannot hear.
Oh, you haven't
Yet,
heard him
no.
yet? Yes.
And there is many young tenor, but in this moment I don't know what is the name or what.
As you listen to your recordings,
Yes.
because you just were kind enough to tell us that you have time now to listen to your recordings, which you did not do while your
During
career
my
was
career,
active.
Yes.
Which are the recordings of yours that move you most, that make you cry
Yes.
and get sentimental?
Butterfly, Jojo sang, And another role that touched me very much is Puccini Manon Lescaut, because I love Puccini.
What advice do you have to young singers who come up and they are lucky enough to be given contracts and many offers, and they are the age of, let's say, 25, 28, what would be your advice to them?
Yes, I think that they don't do something so early, because you have to care. You have to take care of our voice, and so it's impossible to sing one night Sonambula, for example, and the other maybe 2 days after something more difficult, something dramatic role, because it's a shame. You ruin your voice, and you start with passion, pass by pass, so not all together.
Yes.
Because the career is become very short one.
Yes.
And the important thing is the career is not be very short, but
That's
so
right.
go ahead in the years.
Yes. You also gave quite a few concerts,
Oh,
not only in New York, but I guess elsewhere.
in every part of the world, I make my concert, classic concert,
Yeah.
recitals.
Exactly.
And I was very happy for this recital, because, I feel like sing for each person that was in the theater. And in the end, they come to my dressing room and ask, Renata, it seems to me that you sing just for me, for her, for the other. It was like, look, it was in my mind to do something like that.
You made your debut, Madame Tebaldi, in the old house in 1955 at the Metropolitan. And when the big change came, you continued your American career in the new house.
Yes.
Now, the closing of the old house must have been an unforgettable experience for you. I remember you sang Manon Lescaut, if I'm not mistaken.
The duet with Franco Corelli. Yes.
Corelli. And with all the great singers of the past on stage.
Yes.
So it was an unforgettable event.
Yes.
How did you feel about that era
Change.
ending, the change into the new house?
It was very strong change, I must say. But when I start to sing in the new one, I feel very, very, very happy, because the, come si dice, the acustica was really very good in the new one too.
Yes.
Quello che abbiamo sentito di change very much, it was the standing fans. There is anymore standing.
That's right. In the old house, you had standing
they
room.
make all together in the circle,
You could see
and
them from the
near
stage.
to the stage.
To the stage, yes.
Now the lontananza is
The distance.
very big. The distance.
Yes. You don't have any. You did not have any stage fright.
No.
You did. You never had any.
No.
Even as a
before in my dressing room.
Oh, I
But
see.
when I start to sing
you're on
and
stage,
acting,
no more.
No, è sparito.
Do you recall your tours as a member of the Metropolitan, touring the country and appearing in different places?
Yes.
Are there any special memories from that period? Any special locations?
No, it was very good, because we travel with by train,
Yes.
and everything so exactly ordered.
Yes.
And one day here, another day there, and in every place that the Metropolitan Company became was really something incredible, because tonight many performers 1 week in one stage, and I know very well the United States more than my region in Italy, this for sure.
Yes.
And was something really incredible. And I start to my first tour. I take with me a lot of luggage.
Uh-huh.
And there was a problem. When we arrive in the station, there is no porter sometime. And my colleague they come immediately to help me to take a load down this luggage. And each Albanese say to me, it's the first time that you make a tour. Let me see what happened next year.
And you learn your lesson.
No more, yes. And so was that, something like that.
Well, I also learned from this book that you are a great shopper. You love to shop.
Yes. I spend money with great pleasure.
Well, New York has always been a great shopping city, but then again, I'm sure so is Milan.
Yeah.
On behalf of all of us, first of all, we thank you for coming back to New York.
Thank you.
I hope that your stay is very pleasant. You will sell a lot of books.
Yes.
Again, I mentioned the book, which is published by Baskerville Publishers, Tebaldi, The Voice of an Angel, written by Carla Maria Casanova. We conclude with a beautiful aria from Catalani's La Valli. The words of Valli's aria say, "E ben ne andrò lontana." Well, I'm going far away. And Renata Tebaldi did fly back to Milan, carrying with her the undimmed devotion of her admirers, of whom I am certainly one. The vocal scene is coming to you from station WQXR in New York. Our engineer is Phil Ward. Until next week, this is George Jellinek.